Periodic table, we had seen that periodic table is classified into how many blocks? 4 blocks, right? It is based on which part of the quantum number? Which quantum number? Quantum number? Azimuthal quantum number. That is about S, P, D, and F, right? So based on the azimuthal quantum number, you have 4 blocks, right? Total how many groups we have? We have 18 groups and we have 18 groups and we have 7 periods. Under the first group, 2 groups, you have S block and next 10 group is D block, 6 group is P block, next 14 group is F block. So it is based on the number of electron in each of the orbital, right? So in D block, how many orbitals are there? 5 orbitals. So how many electrons in each? In each there are 2 electrons. So in total, 10 electrons. The same way for S it is 2 electron. For P it's gonna be 3 orbital. Total 6 electron. F has how many orbitals? 7 orbital, 14 electrons. So that is the relationship between the group, orbital and the number of electrons. Alright. So under S block, so we are going to study now in S block how many groups are there. The first concept is S block. So how many groups are there? 2 groups. How many total elements? 12 elements, right? In the first group, how many elements are there? 6. First group, how many elements are there? 6 elements. Which are the elements? Lithium, sodium. You need to by heart this. Lithium, sodium. Yes. I expect that as I write, you also write it down. As I write, you also write it down. Goes hand in hand. Okay? So this is our first group. What is the second group? Yeah. Beryllium. Magnesium. Yes, it's calcium. Strontium. Then barium. After barium, lithium. Okay. How many of you know all 12 elements now? All 12? Only 4 of you? All 12 elements. Without looking at the board, can you see all 12 elements? If not, just check. Take 2 minutes. Learn. Write in your notes. Groups. Write down the heading S block and look at this. How you gonna write? In your notes. In your notes. Look at this. In your notes, at the center you're gonna write this, not in the side. Center you're gonna write 2 groups because you need to write something onto the sides. Okay? If this is your page, in this page at the center you'll write the 2 groups elements. You leave space both the sides. Write down. Done. Alright. See, from next session onwards, you need to get the sticky notes. How many of you have sticky notes now? You know what is sticky notes, right? Sticky note everyone knows? Yeah. Get the sticky note. Now the small sticky note, the part size sticky notes. The full part size sticky notes. Okay? Noted? Written? Beginnings, can you tell me alkali metals? Don't listen to it. Don't tell first. First you elements. Latest, can you try? First group? Anyone else want to try? Second group? Second group? Anyone? Agents? Beryllium magnesium? Second group element. Second group elements. Not yet. After that, first group elements. Not yet. Lipids, first group elements. Everyone knows now? All knows? Where elements? Where elements? Six elements. Which second six. So, we have 5 minutes. Wait, 5 minutes. Okay, others, look at the board. Okay. Now silence. You look at the board. So the first group element has 6 elements and second group has 6 elements. First group, what do you call it as? Alkali metals. We call it as alkali metals. Second group is called as alkaline earth metals. Okay. Now if you see all this lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium, the last electron is entering which substance? S. Right? Lithium. What is the configuration of lithium? S1. What is one? What is one? Lithium has how many electrons? 3 electrons. So 1s2, 2s1. Right? Because in the first period, hydrogen and helium comes. So it cannot be 1s1. What it can be? It can be in the second period, the first element. So it is 2s1. So I can write outermost shell is 2s1. For sodium, it is 3s1. For potassium, 4s1. Rubidium, 5s1. Cesium, 6s1. Francium, 7s1. Similarly, for beryllium, it's going to be beryllium outermost shell 2s2. Not just spelling, you'll have to write it in your notes. Write down. 3s2. You have calcium is 4s2. Strontium is 5s2. Barium 6s2. Radium 7s2. You finish? Now, what do you understand from this? Alkali metals have a general configuration of NS1. And alkaline earth metal has NS2. So, in general, the electronic configuration of S block is NS1 to 2. What do we understand? General configuration of S block is going to be NS1 to 2. Only for alkali metals it is NS1, alkaline is NS. What type of elements are these? Yeah, metals. Are metals electropositive or electronegative? Yeah, electropositive, right? Why are they electropositive? Yes, they lose their electron readily, right? Now I consider the first group. In first group, how many electron will it lose? Only one electron, because outer shell has only one electron. So it will lose only one electron. Group 2? Group 2 loses 2 electron. If it is losing 1 electron, we call it as univalent or monovalent. And if it is losing 2, you call it as divalent. Okay? If I ask you, what is the valency of strontium? What is the valency? It is plus 2, right? That's what we have written, divalent, univalent. That means its valency, the number of electrons present in the outermost shell that it can use is 2. So our first group is going to be 1. Is that clear? Okay. Now say I am taking a metal. Either it can be alkali or alkaline. I will take sodium. And it reacts with oxygen. What will it form? Na? 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 2? Why? Oxygen is minus 2. Right? So how do you write it? You have studied this in 9th standard. Na plus O minus 2. Right? So it's going to be Crescent cross method. You're going to have Na2O. But if I have magnesium and oxygen, then it is MgO. Why MgO? Common terms you cancel them up. Right? And you write them as this. So now, metal reacts with oxygen form metal oxide. Right? And if this metal oxide, say I am adding into water, what will it form? Metal oxides in the presence of water, what will it form? Metal hydroxides. NaOH. So what is the nature of NaOH? Acidic or basic? It is basic in nature. So general understanding from this point is metals are bases. They are basic in nature. Metals are basic in nature. What about the oxides? They are also basic in nature. Understood? So metals are basic in nature, you'll write, and the metal oxides are basic oxides. Right there. Yeah? Are you guys writing it down? I'm not giving a separate note. Whatever points I'm writing, you should also be writing these. Simultaneously, we're going to do this. Say the did you finish? You write everything? First write out. So all these points are its characteristics. Characteristic of S block, if you're asked, you're going to write this. S block elements are metals. Yeah, electropositive elements. Group 1 has univalent. Group 2 is divalent. Metals are basic in nature as the metal oxides are basic oxides. Finished? We'll go for the next point. Next point, see, at the last, we have Fr and Ra, right? What is Fr? Francium. Ra is radium. So, in general, in your periodic table, the last line elements, that is your seventh period elements, are generally radioactive elements. That means their lifespan is either very large or too small. Okay, so such elements you consider it as radioactive elements. Right? Generally, we consider, you know that Hiroshima and Nagasaki incident, right? Okay. What was put on? Which element? No. Uranium. What is the half-life of uranium? Half-life is from the original concentration come up to half of the original concentration. How many times a year it will take? Yes. Is it 1,200? An element which takes a half life, that means to reduce the one half of its concentration, if it is taking around 1,300 to 1,400 years, by the time it will complete to completion, around 100% it is being consumed, it will take around 3,000, 4,000 or even million years. Right? That is why such elements are called as radioactive elements. Okay? So, francium and radium will call them as radio. Alright. Understood? Now we'll go for the nature of metals. What type of bond will metals form? What type of bond will they form? Metals generally form cations, right? Metals generally form cations. How? The metals are gonna lose electrons and form metal ions. So we'll be having M will form Mn plus by losing N electron. If it is univalent, it's gonna lose one electron. Divalent, it's gonna lose two electrons. Okay. If it is forming a cation, what type of bonding can it make? What bonding you can call it as? Ionic bonding, right? When a cation and an anion combine together, they form a ionic bonding. Now, how this ionic bonding is formed? By transfer of electron from where? From metal towards the non-metal. Right? If the electron is transferred from the metal towards the non-metal, then it forms a ionic bonding. Typical example we have. What is a typical example? Na plus Cl minus is going to form NaCl. It's an ionic compound. What is the common name of NaCl? Common name. Common salt or table salt. That is sodium chloride. Okay. Right? Statement. S-block elements mostly form what compound? Ionic compounds. Make a statement below this. S-block elements mostly form ionic compounds. Mostly form ionic compounds. What is the nature of a metal? Ions and class 9 and 11 students.
We request the subject teachers, who are present in classes 9 and 11, to come down to the auditorium for a meeting.